Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the CNC Masterpiece podcast. You may wonder what CNC stands for. Well, I'm Chuck.
And I'm Jacob Conde.
We're a podcast discussing a variety of different topics, such as sports, controversial topics, and our life experiences.
Yes, so on today's show, we're going to discuss the Dallas Cowboys, our experiences this past Wednesday at How the S Stole Christmas, 2015 version, and our favorite things about Christmas.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys lost yesterday, correct, Jacob?
Yes, on December 13th, they lost to the Green Bay Packers. The final score was 28-7.
Not a very impressive performance, was it?
It was not, man, not at all. Cowboys went in there hoping to keep their playoff hopes alive. They came out flat. Everyone underperformed. Tony Romo, as many of you should know, has been out for the past couple weeks now. Broken collarbone, so he went out there and the backup quarterback, Matt Castle went out there and it was just very flat, no offense, and of course they were playing Aaron Rodgers. And
Studley quarterback.
Many of you know
top tier
top two
quarterback.
Him and Brady are neck and neck every year. So Cowboys went out there, did very seldomly underperformed.
It's very hard to compete against that, and you can now argue that the real race that the Cowboys are in are the draft race.
Definitely.
We're in a very good spot to get a great draft pick. As sad as that is to say,
it's crazy, man, because people would still say mathematically the Cowboys are not eliminated from the playoffs yet.
We're close, but honestly, is it worth it if we're performing this badly? So just to get a mediocre draft pick, we don't really want that. If we're gonna get a good draft pick, we want to get high in the draft.
I agree because I'm sick of getting number 15 or 16 pick every year. Finally, let's just possibly find Romo's backup this year, get a top 3 pick. If not Romo's backup, somebody on the offense that can bring versatile speed and help Romo for next season until he retires.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. I say we just tank the rest of the season. Nobody in the NFL is going to call it that, but basically, that's what we need to do.
Good points. I definitely agree. I believe that a quarterback should be drafted, maybe second round, third round, to be groomed to be the next successful Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Matt Castle, contrary to popular belief, has not been the greatest quarterback. Everybody says, oh, he's not been bad. He's been bad, in my opinion. He's not Tony Romo level, and nobody out there really is.
To be fair, yes, the last point you just made. There's about 15 top quarterbacks in the NFL. The rest of them are very average, mediocre quarterbacks, cannot really change an offense. Romo is in the top 5, top 10 every year. And Matt Castle went up there, and he was up against some really big odds. Like you said, I say we draft a quarterback, maybe not first round. I don't want to waste a first round pick on someone that's not the next.
I want to go defense. I want to go defense in this.
Either defense dude or somebody on an offensive side, like a new running back or a new wide receiver that can help Dez Bryant. Because obviously, as you all saw, Dez Bryant struggled in the Cowboys, and he's been struggling all year, matter of fact. And so we need someone either that can help him or a defensive lineman in the first round. And then maybe you can draft a quarterback second or third round just to kind of mold him just the way Aaron Rodgers did, just the way Tom Brady did.
Yes, because was Tom Brady under Drew Bledsoe?
Yes, he
and
was.
Then Aaron Rodgers was under Brett Favre.
Exactly. That's great examples of the next. Our top 2 quarterbacks right now got drafted. Tom Brady was obviously the 6th round pick, exactly, and he just sat behind Drew Bledsoe, a veteran quarterback, learned from him, came up, and now is arguably the best quarterback of all time. So that's what I think we need to do for the 2016 draft. There's still people saying that the Cowboys are still alive for the playoffs. I disagree. I think we need to tank the rest of the season and focus on the draft.
I agree. Good points.
Yeah.
I believe that this season has been a total waste. Crippled by injuries. We've been unlucky. Let's put it that way.
It's not fair, man. People say it's more than just losing your all-star quarterback. It's really not, man. If you put Romo in every game that we played this season and that we lost,
could have won.
Every single game, Romo gives them a way better chance. Correct?
We barely lost all the games we played.
There's not one game besides New England. Mm-hmm. New England was the only team, and they're really good. So every other game, we had a chance with a backup quarterback, whether it was Brandon Weeden or Matt Castle. You agree?
I agree.
So when people say, oh, this team is just as bad, even if they had Romo, no, that might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard because Romo changes everything about the Dallas Cowboys. And so for all you Romo haters out there that when he was winning with us, we're saying he's not that good of a quarterback. Look what the Cowboys are without him. We are terrible. Our record is 4-9 now. I mean, and we can't even win a game. We won one game without him, and it was to the Washington Redskins. So at that point, I say Romo is the most valuable player to the Dallas Cowboys. Not even close. And if you put him in this season, dude, totally different season.
A very interesting stat is that the Cowboys have scored touchdowns on 8 of his 68 drives over 7 games. Matt Castle. If that's not a horrible stat, I don't know what
8 drives, he scored a touchdown out of how many?
68.
That is terrible, dude. I mean, that means you're getting the ball as a quarterback. You start a drive 68 times, and you end up 8 times with a touchdown out of 68. That might be the most horrendous stat I've ever heard of.
And then the last time the Cowboys have started 4 quarterbacks in a season was 2001 with the days of Quincy Carter, Anthony Wright, Brian Leaf, and Clint Sterner. Have you heard of any of these guys?
As a long-time Cowboy fan, dude, I will tell you I have heard of 2 of those guys, and that would be Quincy Carter and Ryan Leaf, and both
awful,
terrible. So that just shows you how this season, and I put a lot of blame on Jerry Jones, matter of fact, dude, because he should have known with Romo's back and everything that he should have a quality backup quarterback. We went into the season with Brandon Weeden. Many of you know, even if you don't, I will let you know he went to Oklahoma State. He was 28 years old when he graduated college. That tells you something right there. 28 years old, graduated college, goes into the NFL draft, was picked up by the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns are the graveyard of quarterbacks. If you get drafted to Cleveland, your career is basically done. Honestly, you can say that. And now people want to say, well, Johnny Manziel can come here. No, nobody wants Johnny Manziel here in Dallas.
I was just about to bring that up.
Exactly.
What would you think if Johnny Manziel was brought here?
It'd be tough, man. People say, oh, he went to A&M, he'll come to Dallas and he'll be loved by the fan base. That's great, dude, but I just don't see him producing any more than Matthew Castle, and he's more of a distraction, if you will, if anything.
He's very wild.
Yes, he's a young kid. He likes to party, and if he's partying up there in Cleveland, nobody parties in Cleveland, but Johnny Manziel finds a way. So if you bring him to big city, rich city, Dallas, Texas, he's gonna get in so much trouble, man. It's not even gonna be. I mean, he's just going to be a huge distraction. I say Romo will be healthy next season, dude. But you have to go into the season with a good backup quarterback. Mm-hmm. And I can't tell you who that is right now. Unless we draft one or people want to say maybe Colin Kaepernick from San Francisco. I do not like Colin Kaepernick whatsoever. He's a running quarterback just as Johnny Manziel is. So
who do you think how do you think what's a good team that has a good backup quarterback? Would you say New York Jets?
New York Jets have
Geno Smith.
They have Geno Smith and
Bryce Petty.
Bryce Petty,
local boy.
Midlothian's own Bryce Petty. Went to Baylor. He is there now. I mean,
we're all proud of him.
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely. He's representing Midlothian, Texas, as we are from, Charlie and I. And if you want to say, there's a lot of teams that have backup quarterbacks that are decent, and we should have been prepared because with Romo, I mean, he's not always been healthy.
He's injury prone.
Now, the older he gets, he's injury prone. You still have his back. Now he's broken the same collarbone twice in one season. I mean, and linemen know that. Linebackers are falling on him left and right. So at that point, you have to go into the season next year with a decent backup quarterback. So what do you want to move into now, man? That was a little Dallas Cowboys talk for y'all.
Pretty grim, guys.
Yeah.
Dark days ahead.
Yeah. We're not just only talking about Dallas Cowboys, of course. We're talking about we'll have some Dallas Mavericks segment, Texas Rangers when they come around. But
Dallas sports in general.
Anything Dallas sports we'll talk. Even maybe we'll bring up some soccer, 60 seconds of soccer. We can do some of that because I know there's a lot of soccer fans out there. But right now, what do you want to move into?
We're going to talk about how we had the hell of a time at How the Edge Till Christmas 2015.
So that would be Wednesday, the December 9th. Yes, December 9th.
Funny story on how we actually went to this. So
go ahead.
I was looking around to see if Monsters and Men. They're one of my favorite bands. I love the sound. And
they sing Little Talks, by the way. That's their most popular song.
And I love their music.
Yeah.
And so I looked and I saw that they're going to perform this concert in Dallas, and I was like, wow, I really want to go. I looked at the prices, and they're a staggering $150. I'm like, I'll pay that much. It's no big deal. I'll experience something so awesome. Thing is, I had nobody to go with. I asked a lot of my friends, but they're really not into the same music as me. And just like a couple nights before, I hit up Conde and I'm like, hey, dude, if you're willing to spend the money at Monsters and Men and some other bands, you're gonna perform at How the Edge Stole Christmas. And then that night we sat down, we both bought some tickets, and we ended up there. It was awesome.
I mean, dude, it was one of the best. I've only been to a few concerts, some Christian concerts and stuff, but I've never been to like a solid rock concert, and this was at the Verizon Center in Grand Prairie, and one of the best pure performances I've seen from 5 bands, dude. I mean, so what do we have? Atlas Genius was there.
The Struts,
Yes.
The Neighborhood,
Yes.
Panic at the Disco, and
Yeah.
finally of Monsters and Men.
Well, also Sublime with Rome was there.
Oh, Sublime with Rome.
Well, Sublime with Rome, most people have heard of Sublime. They sing the song Santeria, which is really good, but their lead singer died of an overdose before they could really get big. They had just made a couple albums, but in 2009 they reunited with a guy named Rome Ramirez, who is a guitarist, American guitarist, Mexican.
The lead singer?
Yes, the lead singer, Rome Ramirez, kind of a thick Mexican guy, and he can shred the guitar, man. And I've heard some of their music, but I never really got big into them. I just knew Sublime before. So we get there, man, and we see all the bands play. They're freaking awesome, right?
Yeah, first, let's talk about Atlas Genius, the first band to perform. So it's around 5 o'clock, early band. Nobody's really pumped.
If you ever been in the Verizon Center, it holds about 6,000, correct?
Yes.
And, dude, I'm looking around. The band is up there. People are already in the pit. The pit is full, of course. And then we're on about the third row from
the second
section.
We're not far. We had some great tickets.
150, they better be great tickets. So worst, we can see the faces of the people and everything. I look around at 5 o'clock, man.
Nobody.
And, dude, I swear there's maybe
sprinkled with
300 people at a place that holds 6,000 at 5 o'clock. So this band performs. They go crazy, man. They were awesome. I never heard of them, but you have, right?
I have. They sing the song Trojans.
Yes, Trojans. And I enjoyed that song. So I like that. All right, that's awesome. They ended up finishing around 5:30.
Yeah, it was a short set.
Yeah.
But what they did best was they brought so much energy to the concert. Like, for a kind of dead atmosphere, dead crowd, they really pumped in some energy. Like, these guys could shred on guitar so well.
I believe the lead singer hopped into the pit for a little bit with like people all around him, and they just
still
shredded.
shredding guitar.
I mean, people are going crazy.
Amazing.
All 300 of us are on our feet, like we're watching, and it was cool. I mean, for the little crowd they had to work with, they put on an interesting show.
Mm-hmm. And they were very grateful. They were totally just a good band.
They were awesome, man. So then, well, no one really got to see them. So then they take a break.
Check them out, guys. Check out
Atlas Genius, yes. And then the Struts were next, right? So the Struts went on stage about 6:10.
Yeah, and before this, we're like, who the hell are these guys? Like,
no one has heard of them.
What
I've never heard of them.
on earth are they doing here? We saw their art. We're like, these guys are just a bunch of kookies who.
We saw a picture of them on the screen, right?
Yeah.
I was like, these guys look weird. I mean, they look like a wannabe Kiss band, is what I thought. I mean, they're real, like they were like
flamboyant.
Yeah, were tights. They wore tights, and some of them didn't have shoes on when they went to perform. So at this point, people are coming in. The Verizon Center is starting to get packed. More and more people are getting off work because it's a Wednesday night. So people are getting in there, and not completely full, but at that point they had about 4,000 in there.
Yeah.
At that time,
it was
around 6:30.
Packed.
So then they start, and let me tell you, dude, the Struts were weird as crap, but I enjoyed their music. Yeah.
Yes.
Where are they from?
They're from England.
They are from England. They you can tell they have the English accent, and they put on a really good show as well. Their lead singer wasn't playing the instrument, but he could really get the crowd.
Flamboyant, very flamboyant as well. I like that word a lot, guys, but that is the best word to describe him, honestly.
Honestly, yeah. And the drummer wasn't wearing any shoes. I mean, he's out there drumming with no shoes on. One of their bass players didn't have shoes on as well. And, I mean, the lead singer was wearing like a gothic cape-looking thing.
Yeah, he
like
looked
wings.
like Batman, but...
Yeah, but like a flamboyant Batman, if you will. Yeah, I mean, that's our new favorite word of the segment, flamboyant. So, and then at that point, they were awesome. You can go check them out. The Struts from England.
Mm-hmm. Check out the single, Could Have Been Me. It's a total rock anthem,
Oh,
guys.
man. I mean, weren't we just listening to that?
We just jammed out to it, guys.
About an hour before we started this podcast. So then, at that point, the neighborhood. Let's talk about the neighborhood, Charlie.
A little more in depth.
This is terrible.
This deserves to be talked about in depth.
If you don't know who the neighborhood is, they sing Sweater Weather.
Like, the holes of my sweater and Afraid. When you wake up, I'm afraid.
Yeah, when I wake up, I'm afraid
somebody else might take my place.
So those two songs are awesome. So I'm like, okay, I know the neighborhood. Mainly, they attract girls
Yeah,
for the most
it's a
part.
younger
The
teenage
lead
audience.
singer had a haircut like Justin Bieber.
He was off-brand Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
guys.
he was tatted up, off-brand Justin Bieber. I like that. Yeah, let's trademark that, by the way. I mean, swear, look them up, Neighborhood. They're a good band on the radio. They get out there, man, and honestly, I was a little disappointed.
It was like a fart.
I mean, all the hype, all the girls go crazy. They get out there. There's about 5 or 6 of them. I mean, and I'm like, what the heck?
This
These
guy,
guys-
you could barely hear him.
he was like mumbling in the mic.
And one of the women ended up throwing their bra at him.
Yeah, I mean, this lady took off her bra, red bra,
It
throws
was
it
big,
up there.
guys. It was not a pretty woman. It was one of the big mamas. It's a big mama.
Oh man, so the lead singer is singing in the middle of a song. I think he was in the middle of Sweater Weather, matter of fact, and he goes up there, picks it up, carries it behind him, sets it on
I'm like a
a
mic
mic
stand.
stand, and just leaves it there for the rest of the show until they were done. But that was the most interesting part of their performance because
That's how boring it was, guys.
their song. I mean, the girls were of course screaming and whatever, but honestly, if you were a guy, you would think
There's
man,
no showmanship here.
No, I mean it was terrible.
He's doing it for money.
Oh yeah, he had no desire to put on a good show for us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the girls sitting next to us, there was 2 girls sitting next to us. They're like, "Oh, we love the Neighborhood." And I was like, "Wow, well that was the worst performance of the night to us."
Yeah, and
out of
they're
all 5 bands over there.
and then those girls were just kind of bitchy too.
You
They're
can
bitchy.
say that, yeah. So then the Neighborhood was a disappointment. I'm sorry if you like the Neighborhood.
It was like a solid 4 out of 10, guys. It
Honestly.
was nothing special at all.
Yeah, I think they should have went first because they were terrible. But
Easily
they have
worst
too
band
much
ever.
of a they have big of a name, too big of a name to
They have
go.
a big following. Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, they sound good on. Are they good?
In the
sound good
radio, I
albums.
love their songs.
Yeah.
But in person, I would not pay money to see them again.
Do not check out the Neighborhood.
Exactly. After that was Panic at the Disco showed up.
Panic at the Disco was arguably the most hyped.
Honestly?
Whenever Jagger and Mondo were like, "Who's looking forward to so and so?" Panic at the Disco was easily the loudest.
Yeah, every time he
volume.
named off at the beginning of the show, he named off every band that was going to perform. Panic at the Disco had the loudest, pure cheer for them every time. He named off all the bands about 4 or 5 times, and Panic at the Disco
Every time
was like insane. And he would name a Monsters of Men, who was supposed to end the show. And yeah, they got a pretty big, awesome crowd going, but Panic at the Disco easily had the best. So then Panic at the Disco went up there.
rocked the stage.
Dude, actually, honestly, they put on the best performance of like
They sang
entertainment.
the best. Yeah.
Well,
you don't think
of Monsters of Men, probably sang the best.
Okay.
That vocally of Monsters of Men was the best, but we'll get to that later. So right now, Panic at the Disco, I mean, the lead singer hit like 2 backflips, dude, in the middle of performances.
you could
I've
belt
never
out some
seen someone
tunes,
do
too.
that.
No.
And he had a high pitched song,
Almost like a screech.
but
it was perfect.
it was not annoying.
It wasn't a screech. It was like a high vocal note.
It's
That's
like a Michael Jackson, but of rock, if you will.
Mm.
I mean, it was sick, dude.
very talented, and all the songs. He ended with "I Write Sins, Not Tragedies."
Yep.
Awesome. He put on a hell of a show. Let's talk about some other songs because he had put out some new music recently, and he played those songs.
He shredded the guitar. The piano. Excuse me. He went on the piano and he was shredding it. And then his drummer was pretty good, actually. I think. What do I think here? I honestly think they had the most people on their feet
Oh, he
out
does.
of
Yeah,
all
I
the
totally
performances,
agree.
and people were rocking to Panic at the Disco out of all the bands over there.
Yep, even the Monsters and Men.
Yeah, I
And
mean, because a Monster Man is different genre.
we'll discuss that later too.
We're getting to that point, but I was pretty surprised of how many people left after Panic at the Disco's
Oh
performance.
yeah, they were pouring out and like Hallelujah. You know that song?
Yes, they
That's
sang
a very
Hallelujah,
That's a
and then
very
they
good
sang
song.
If You Love Me, Let Me Go. They sang that song, which is a pretty popular song of theirs. And then
Yeah,
what do they have?
it's called "This Is Gospel," guys.
This is Gospel. Yes.
And then Victorious. Tonight we
Yeah.
are victorious.
Yes.
Yeah, that song, guys. Check out the new Panic at the Disco music. It's awesome. It's really, I don't know. It's not similar to what he's put out, but it's still high quality and it's catchy. They're definitely earworms.
Definitely. I agree 100% with that statement. So they were awesome. They got the most people on their feet. Best performance, pure performance of the night was Panic at the Disco.
Oh, they're crazy talented.
After then, man, was Sublime with Rome.
Kanye, take it away to the stage. on this one.
Personally, my favorite of the night. They're on par with Monsters of Men. Totally different. Sublime is like a
reggae.
rap, like
they
a
call
rap.
it reggae rock or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. He kind of Rome is the lead singer. He was kind of rapping, but he could play the guitar better than anybody I've ever seen in person. Uh, Shredding vocals actually.
Joint in his mouth.
Yeah, I mean, their song is more of about I don't know, getting girls. They're the like true cool rock stars. Like they like to smoke weed, get girls, do all that. And in the middle of a song, one of his guys brought out a joint, gave him a joint, and while he was playing the guitar, he was smoking on a joint, dude. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I'm not saying that smoking weed is good for you. I'm just saying I've never seen a rocker get out there and smoke it. And at that point, weed started popping out around the crowd, right? We got a whiff of that.
Oh, yeah, we got several whiffs of the weed. We did not get high, unfortunately.
We did not. It wasn't strong enough, but there was a lot of people. You could smell the weed definitely when Sublime.
You could see the smoke coming from the pit.
Oh, you definitely could. A lot of people were smoking in the pit, actually. I was surprised to see that not very many people got on their feet for Sublime with Rome. They were rocking out. Rocking out, they were better than anybody.
Oh, yeah, jamming out like crazy.
I mean, their drums, I thought they were going to freaking bust. I could feel the Verizon Center shaking while they were performing. Could you?
Oh, yeah, the bass had my feet rattling.
Oh, man.
But you can also say that they appeal to a more older crowd because that's what they do. They're an older band.
They started in the 90s.
They appeal to maybe the past generation and not our current teens of today because the two girls that sit right next to us are like, why are you jamming that to Sublime with Rome?
I will say this. I stood up. I was probably the only one on my row standing up for about more than half the performance. I mean, I look around me, and all I see is old ladies and old guys standing up, and I'm like,
with their beers in their hand.
Heck? I mean, they were jamming. Everyone that was standing up for Sublime was jamming. But I looked around, and I see like all the girls, like they're just sitting down, like kind of because this is kind of like a hurt your ear cool rock. Look them up, Sublime with Rome. I really enjoy that type of music. I thought it was cool, so I'm like one of the only young kids standing up jamming to Sublime with Rome. So I was kind of disappointed that Charlie got up midway through.
Listen to Santeria. That was awesome.
Santeria, they ended on Santeria. If you do not know that song, you should definitely go look that up. Just look up the whole band in general. Like I said earlier in the show, their lead singer, who started off Sublime, Bradley, he died of overdose, and then they combined with Rome Ramirez, who is now their lead singer. So I thought their performance was good. Not better than Panic at the Disco, but vocally, and they got me jamming more than any of the band there. So now for
the final act of Monsters and Men, the headline act. Very impressive performance, guys. They started off with this song called "Eye of the Storm." It wasn't exactly like a jam out song, but it had you build up energy. They were wailing at the bass drums like boom, 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 boom.
The lead singer was Nana. What's her name?
Nana.
Nana. Yes, she has probably the most pure, awesome voice I've ever heard of a alternative rock singer.
Yeah,
they're very different.
It's not conventional. It's not conventional alt rock, guys. I guess what Spotify says it's like indie folk rock. I'm like, not even that. It's not rock. It's just
they're just so different, dude.
And the music they put out, not even their singles to me is really good. They started off with "Eye of the Storm," and I believe they went to Crystals.
They played Crystals after that.
And Crystals is their first single off the Beneath the Skin album. And guys, it's a total jam out. To me, it's a tier below songs like Mountain Sound, Little Talks. But it's still a good song, guys. Listen to it.
I will say Crystals was one of my favorite performances by them of the night. Their light show, by the way, they had like
insane colors.
They had something in the back that looked like an A and a V or something. I couldn't tell what it was, but they had like little lights shooting through it, like little pipes. Like,
yes,
you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Of course, you were there.
We saw that throughout the whole concert. We're like, what are those doing there?
Changing color. It looked like it was something flowing through a pipe drain and lights just shooting through them, and it was awesome. The lead singer was banging on the drum set, dude. It was sick performance by them. Then they went to Dirty Paws, I believe. Dirty Paws is one of my favorite. It's right below Little Talks and Mountain Sound for me. What do you think?
I like the song. I enjoy it.
Then they went to Empire.
Empire, guys.
Their new single.
Empire, guys, to me is up there with Little Talks and Mountain Sound, guys. It's the second single off the album, and it sounds similar almost to Little Talks, Mountain Sound.
Right.
And the lyrics, very good. The sound's very nice. Very catchy. y'all need to listen to Empire too. And I don't remember the exact set list.
After that, I believe they went to Little Talks.
Little Talks.
Surprisingly, they did not end with Little Talks. And I was disappointed because they did not play Mountain Sound, which to me is my second favorite by them. Little Talks was their second to last song. They rocked that out. I
It's the most
recorded
popular
it.
song, and
Oh, man.
Kanye has the recording, still hasn't sent it to me, but it'll happen.
I
one
definitely
day.
recorded it. Chuck's phone was dead, but he couldn't. I don't know what he was doing. He should have charged it. I was at like 25% jamming.
I was begging him, take videos.
I did. I took Little Talks and I believe. Oh, King of Lionheart.
King and Lionheart, guys.
That if you went to Midlothian High, you know that King of Lionheart is the only song
they played on
that
the
they
radio.
play for Panther Radio.
That's the only good song they played, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have so many old songs at Midlothian High because we have a thing called Panther Radio. For those of you who don't know, and it during the hallway it plays. Well, of Monsters of Men, the one song that they have that went on the playlist for Midlothian High
Lionheart.
is King of Lionheart. So you've heard it. The girl kills that song.
Oh my god.
And we're not giving the guy enough
She
credit.
killed my heart, dude.
Charlie has a huge crush on him. Sorry, his name is
her. Just crush on her.
Sorry, her, which is her. I mean the lead singer.
Nana.
Yes. She's not necessarily gorgeous or very pretty. It's just something about her personality.
She's the Jennifer Lawrence of alt rock.
Yes, you could say that. See, I personally, and Charlie agrees with me, Jennifer Lawrence is not all that gorgeous
Attractive, but
to me.
she's nice.
Everyone thinks she's so awesome, but I think it's her personality that makes people love her so much.
Yeah, like that attainable goal, like, oh, she's so not out of my league.
There you
but
go.
She's in.
Yeah. So Nana is the exact same way, but for artists,
And she's tall.
she is very tall, and they're
I'm
from
also
Iceland.
surprised.
They're from Iceland.
Iceland.
I've never even heard of an Iceland like gorgeous chick, and she's not gorgeous by any means. Don't get me wrong, that sounds wrong or mean, but it's not.
I totally agree.
She's not, but it's just something about her that I would probably marry her just because she's wife material.
She's wife material. She can sing. She's from Iceland. She's foreign.
And her accent is so awesome. She said we all looked good, matter of
And
fact.
I did.
And she was
felt
staring
so
right
good.
at me. It was awesome. I could feel her staring right at me. We're not giving the guy enough credit either.
Oh, yeah. The guy singer guys easily on par. They're about the same level.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a little stretch here. If you listen to them on the radio, the girl sounds better. If you listen to them live,
the guy sounds better. The guy sounds way better. He sounds
closer
just
to what
like
he sounds on the radio than she
the
does.
girl, it's really
It's kind of hard because
it's
her
kind of
voice,
raspy.
yeah, her voice is so good on the radio. It's hard to sound like that in person.
But she
His
does
is
a
so
good
good
job.
on the radio, but he matches it live in performance, and I was proud of that.
I was so satisfied with how they sang. They sang "Wolves Without Teeth."
Yes.
It's very almost like a tribal beat.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot. I've heard of it. Conde never. I think I showed Conde
right before we went
the
there.
concert, and he liked it. It's very unique. Check out "Wolves Without Teeth." It's open my chest and color my spine. The first line just starts with that. Doesn't that want you to get to listen to that?
It's not like a rock band, if you ever heard, rock band of like, it's not like a Green Day or Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's just a natural, they can play every instrument there is. They have trumpet solos in their songs, a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And just the vocals, pure vocalists are really awesome. That's why I've been a big fan of Monsters of Men for a while now.
They just provided an awesome atmosphere. It wasn't electric, guys.
It's not something that you want to get up and jump and dance to.
But it's something that makes you like happy.
Yes.
Just happy to be there, and you just want to,
Right.
enjoy the moment.
It was awesome. Don't get me wrong, but right now I say we rate the bands on 1 being the best and 5 being the worst.
6.
Sorry, 6.
6.
Excuse me.
Yes.
6 being the worst. I'm gonna go. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I'm doing this based on if I had to watch it again and I could only see one of them, all of those bands again, I would personally put Sublime with Rome. If I had just to pay for one of those bands to perform one more time and I get to watch them, it'd be Sublime with Rome. That's my number 1. Number 2, it's tough, Charlie, and I love Of Monsters and Men, but I could basically listen to them on the radio and I'd be just as satisfied, honestly.
I understand.
If I listen to Panic at the Disco, I don't get the amount of energy that they perform live that I can, on the radio.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's not the same.
It's not the same. So if I had to pay to see one of those bands again, it'd be Sublime with Rome, and secondly, it'd be Panic at the Disco. They put on a sick show for everyone, and entertainment-wise, they were the best. So that's my number 2 band. Number 3, Of Monsters of Men. They killed it.
They rocked the house.
They killed it. They don't get me wrong. They killed it. But I don't know if I would pay to see them again over Sublime with Rome or Panic at the Disco, just the way they performed that night. Number 4 for me, I like the Struts. The Struts are from England. They
killed it.
Dude,
for an early
I'm telling you, yes.
early showtime. They killed it.
Yes. If I had to pay, I'd see the Struts. 4th. 5th would be Atlas Genius.
This is one of those things that to me
They're underground.
They're underground, and guys, it's not that they were bad. It's just that these other bands were just better, and I believe that's how you feel.
That's exactly. I didn't think any band was bad except for my last one.
Bar the Neighborhood.
Except for my last one, which would be Neighborhood. Like Charlie said, that'd be the 6th band I'd pay to see out of all of those.
Spoiler, it's mine too.
Yeah, I mean, there's no surprise there. It's just it was surprising to us, but I thought they were going to do a better performance and sound better live. The lead singer sounded terrible live, but
didn't give a shit.
He really didn't. He was just out there mouthing the words, had no energy in his performance. So that's why I give them 6th. But it's not like Atlas Genius or Struts are bad.
No, they're good.
They were really awesome. It's just they were going up against really powerhouse bands that are very well known. So that's why that's my list.
Okay.
Your turn, bud.
First off, I got to start with number 6.
Okay, you'll go
The
back.
Neighborhood. Terrible. I'd rather listen to a cat scratching a chalkboard, guys.
They were bad.
They were that bad.
I wouldn't pay for that band ever again.
It's like a really awful mainstream band, in my opinion.
So that'd be
5th, I would have to go with... Oh, man, this is really tough. I'd have to go with Atlas Genius.
Okay.
Because as much as, as good as they were, they just didn't rock the house as much as the other guys did.
Well, let alone we had 300 people in there. That's really not fair. I don't know if it would have been sold out. By the way, this place was sold out by the time the Struts were ended. By the time the Struts ended, you still had the Neighborhood. You still had who am I looking for? Who was the Panic at the Disco, Sublime, and Of Monsters of Men. So when the place finally sold out, where every seat was full, you still had 4 bands to perform. When the Struts and Atlas Genius performed, it was kind of a dead crowd.
I agree.
I think they would have rocked if Atlas Genius would have went 4 or 5. They would have got a lot of hype out of the crowd, more than the Neighborhood. I promise you that.
Okay, so next, I'm gonna have to go with Sublime with Rome.
Oh God, he put my Sublime with Rome at 4, guys.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just I really like them, but it's not music that I really concern myself listening to all the time. That's just me. I mean, y'all, Conde, entitled to y'all's own opinions, but it wasn't my favorite. It didn't hook me as much.
Like I said, they're more of a, I don't know, they're different as well in their own genre. If they can play all the instruments but really loud, and it's like kind of
almost hurt your ear. Almost hurt your ears.
Yes, but it's like cool, like it make you want to like move and dance to it. Like
a jam
they had
session.
a DJ on stage, like an actual DJ making all their background
records.
Yeah, making all their background music. So it's a very different appeal to what you expect at an alternative 102.1 The Edge concert.
Yes. 3rd, it's just tough. I'm gonna have to go with Panic at the Disco, guys.
Oh my gosh.
I love Panic at the Disco, but to me, it was just too conventional. It was like I'm used to this kind of music. I like it a lot. They rock the house, but I didn't bring enough to the table, like to change.
This list is, if you had to pay again, who would you see in order, right?
Yes.
Who would you pay money for?
Number
first?
2 is the Struts, guys.
Ooh.
I liked the Struts a lot. I'm starting to get into them. I always liked the English rock kind of band, like.
He wanted to be the lead singer. Wanted to be Freddie Mercury so bad.
He did.
He moved just like for those who don't know, Freddie Mercury is the lead singer of Queen. He died of AIDS. But that's beyond the point. He wanted to be Freddie Mercury so bad, and for the most part, he was pretty close. The way he moved, the way he walked around,
very flamboyant.
Go look up Freddie Mercury in concert, and that's exactly how the Struts lead singer did.
He wasn't in a diaper, but
no, he wasn't.
He was
Freddie Mercury wears diapered.
He was out there.
Yes. All right. So
The
then
number one of Monsters and Men,
we
guys.
all know. Yes. Charlie's in love with the Monsters and Men. Probably.
Since I've been since D1.
Well, yeah. When I first heard, even before they had made Little Talks, they were underground basically, kind of how Atlas Genius is now. They were underground, making little singles here and there, and then they just
Little Talks caught on like wildfire, guys.
Yeah.
But
performance-wise,
they rock the house too.
There we go.
I'm a big fan of like big ensembles, like several band members performing at once. They had trumpeters, trombones, drums, like backup guitars, lead guitars, and 2 acoustics, and the 2 lead singers. I love that because it brings so much more than just your typical rock band. It brings totally new flavors to a concert. And I love how they play. I love the non-singles that they played on the concert too, like Thousand Eyes, Human, very good songs that to me are worthy of single recognition. Check out Beneath the Skin. It's a great album. Check out the first one. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's also really good.
Just check out all of Monsters and Men songs.
Check out everybody from the concert except the Neighborhood.
There you go. The concert was awesome. I wish the Neighborhood wouldn't have been there. That sounds kind of mean, but honestly, they could have found. Well, I don't think they would have expected them to be that bad.
No, everybody's expecting a good show.
Even if you asked the girls that only went there to see the Neighborhood, they would tell you that they were definitely one of the worst bands of the night.
Oh yeah, guys, they
would
nothing.
They can't be biased against because it was that bad. I was a little disappointed because I liked some of their music, but they're like I said, Justin Bieber.
Off-brand Justin Bieber.
Exactly.
He's great value, Justin Bieber.
Yeah. So, all in all, How They Stole Christmas 2015 was awesome. Y'all should buy tickets for next year.
We're going.
Sure. we will be there. It's by obviously 102.1
by Lone Star Park.
Yes. Promoted by 102.1. They sponsor it. They try to get everybody. And just listen to 102.1 every now and then. Tune in. Yeah. And they play all the songs that are going to be there for all the bands that are going to be there for 2016. And even if for 2015, they just play all the alternative rock songs. So it's a good genre that we are both Hispanic kids. We never really thought that we would get into alternative rock.
But we love it.
Well, let's talk one more thing about the concert, dude. We get there and... we look around. I don't see any Hispanics, dude.
Nothing but white people.
Yes, and we're not racist.
We love y'all.
We're not racist. We grew up in Midlothian, so we definitely are around white people all the time. And I kind of felt awesome. I was like, dude, this is all white people.
One of us. I
saw maybe 5, honestly, black people.
And I saw like only 3 other Mexicans in the row behind us.
They were behind us, yeah. So think about that. Out of 6,000 people, because this thing was sold out, 6,000 people, we saw maybe 5 or 6 black people at this concert. Because black people normally don't listen to rock.
No, you gotta be a black hipster to like this kind of music.
And those 6 people,
no offense, guys.
They were there. Those 6 people were there out of all DFW. And I think the concert, it was kind of on a bad night. Like more people would have been.
Wednesday night, yeah. If it was on a Saturday night, that thing would have been sold out
faster than it did.
In about a week. But we got lucky, guys.
We did get nice tickets, really awesome seats. So, like I said, it was really cool to see us there. We did not fit in with the crowd at all, but obviously they don't discriminate. They love anyone.
We enjoyed ourselves.
We had a great time. So, get into alternative rock and
go next year to How the Ice Stole Christmas. Right. We'll be there. We hope to see you guys.
Of course. So now, that was a little bit on 102.1. So we're going to move into our favorite things about Christmas.
As you know, Conde, we're 11 days from Jesus Christ's birthday.
There you go. That's a good way to put it. And honestly, Christmas is everyone's probably mainstream favorite holiday. If I ask someone, hey, what's your favorite holiday? I always have to say besides Christmas. Because everyone loves the presents you get, the food you eat, you get to see family, Christmas carols, Christmas songs. Everyone loves. I mean, you're off for 2 weeks if you're in school. You're off for 4 weeks if you're in college.
I get 6 weeks, guys. I go to a state university, and it's amazing.
I don't go back till January 19th, and I just got off on the 7th.
That's great.
December 7th all the way to January 19th. And this is why Christmas is just the best time of the year, easily. It's the end of the year. It's normally cold.
Happiness. Well, it's like 70 degrees.
We went out there in shorts and T-shirts yesterday. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So I'm waiting to see the temperatures drop because that's what really makes Christmas Christmas, right? The temperature, the weather, when you can roast marshmallows, and build a bonfire. Like that's what gets me excited. So I'm gonna ask you, dude, what's your number one favorite thing about Christmas?
My number one favorite thing about Christmas is seeing family.
Good answer.
I'm one of those people who's not materialistic.
Hmm.
I enjoy experiences. I'd rather have happy memories than, I don't know, the latest iPhone.
There you go.
I'd rather go on a trip. But
Couldn't
I
agree
enjoy
more.
seeing family. I love seeing them all happy, all in good festive moods.
Right.
And that to me, family is the most important thing that we have.
Yeah.
Because your family is unconditionally loving you if you're in good terms. And they're the people that stick by you.
No matter what,
No.
Your family is gonna stick by you.
Your friends can go fuck off. They can always betray you.
Right.
But your family, it's almost like you have an obligation. Okay, guys. Yeah, family is great. To me, it's the most important part of life. Good family, then God,
There you go.
then friends. To me,
okay.
friends, I love my friends, but they're just lower on that pecking order. What is your favorite thing about Christmas, Conde?
Honestly, dude, I'm gonna go with two things since you took my main one was family, of course. I love. How do I put this? There's not only receiving gifts, but giving gifts as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really big of a much of a materialistic person, like you said. I agree with you on that. I'm not either. I like to give people, so I like to make people happy around the holidays, and I love to feel. I love getting gifts and I love giving gifts as well because there's nothing better than making somebody's day. Especially someone that can't buy their own gifts or doesn't have what most American kids have. Like sometimes we go and we'll feed the homeless or something like that. On Christmas just to give back because we take it for granted. If you think,
Yeah, we're blessed.
we really are
guys.
blessed and kind of spoiled. Our generation is really kind of spoiled because our parents are.
Worked hard for us.
Yeah, so we are able to get a lot that they didn't get and a lot of what other kids don't get to get. So at that point, when Christmas comes around, I love spending time with my family. I love the Christmas food that we get. Like I like tamales. We're Hispanic kids, so we get my
tamales
grandma.
are usually my favorite.
Oh
too.
yes, my grandma can make tamales and
Some bombs.
so I get them every Christmas, and it's my favorite time because I'm like, yes, homemade tamales, they're my favorite. And then get to see my family, get to receive presents, get to give presents, and then I like to listen to Christmas music. That's Christmas music, man. 98.7, tune in to 98.7.
If you're in the Dallas area.
Yes, sorry, if you're in the Dallas area, listen to that. 98.7, they're called K-Love. They are the Christmas station. They start about on Thanksgiving, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and they play all the way to January 1st. So, you get over a month of Christmas carols, and I know it gets kind of old. You don't have to listen all the time, but if you ever want to hear a Christmas carol,
go for it.
98.7, because that's what I love about Christmas.
Conde, what is your favorite Christmas carol?
Okay, are we going to go the old school Christmas carol or like
anything?
Okay, I like the band Wham! Last Christmas. It goes, last Christmas I gave you my heart. The very next day you gave it away. This year to save me from tears.
I know. They played it all the time at our high school.
Yes, I played it all the time because I was in the radio, so I would be dragging that thing into the playlist all the time. That's just the one Christmas song with the beat and the vocals. It just
very nice.
Very
nice mood.
Yeah, that or Little Drummer Boy. I like the by the Pentatonics.
Pentatonics,
yes. They are awesome singing Little Drummer Boy. What's yours, dude?
I'm gonna throw a curveball out there, guys. Mine is my favorite Christmas carol is "Hark the Herald Angels Sing."
Going old school church music. I love it.
I love it.
Classic, dude.
And my favorite rendition is by Celtic Woman. Have you ever heard of Celtic Woman?
I can't say that I have.
I'll show you that.
I'm not gonna lie to our listeners.
Celtic Woman is a all-female ensemble of like Irish singers, very beautiful voices. I'm talking about their voice more beautiful than no Monsters and Men.
Oh God.
I'll show it to you.
Okay, so who are they?
Celtic Woman.
Listen
Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Beautiful, gorgeous performance.
Right.
And that is my favorite Christmas carol.
That's a good one. That's
old school.
That is classic. Been a Christmas carol for a long time.
That's, to me, is the definition of a Christmas carol.
There you go.
It brings what I believe, Jesus Christ and the holidays and just happiness.
Everything old school about Christmas it brings. Just
And
like Little Drummer Boy.
I feel like we've gotten away from the old school beliefs of what Christmas really should be.
Or is meant to be celebrated for.
Christmas has been over commercialized. It's more about buying gifts, getting gifts, rather than enjoying your family and stuff like that.
Making memories is what Christmas is supposed to be
That's
about.
really what it is about.
And nowadays, where memories are like, oh, I got the new iPhone 6 last Christmas.
Yeah, remember when I got the new
remember
iPhone?
when my mom bought me this and this and this? It's not, hey, remember when we stayed up all night playing board games with my aunt and my uncle and my grandparents, and we did this, and Uncle Paul fell from the roof trying to do this. And I mean, that's what I think of Christmas. I've really never been about, oh, I remember when my mom bought me that new Xbox 360 game, this and this. Even though I do receive those things, but that's not what I truly love about Christmas.
No, it's tertiary. It's not primary, secondary. It's low.
Yeah.
I asked, what did you ask for Christmas?
Well, I say we let them know on the next podcast. You want to do that?
Oh, okay.
That's a little teaser for y'all. Next podcast, we will be discussing our favorite gifts from anyone of all time, and what did we ask for this coming Christmas, 2015.
Sounds good.
You want to do that? We'll start off the next podcast with that. But in the meantime, thank y'all so much for listening to the CNC Masterpiece. I'm Jacob Conde.
And I'm Charlie Scott, guys. Thank you for listening to the podcast, very first episode.
When will be the next one? Let's. What day will the next one be uploaded?
Let's shoot for the 16th or 17th.
I agree.
Check out our YouTube channel, the CNC Masterpiece Podcast. Follow us on Twitter, CNC Masterpiece Podcast. We're out there, guys. We're just hoping to.
Let me clear that up. Is there an and sign or is it just CC on?
CC Masterpiece.
So say that again.
CC Masterpiece. I'll provide a link in the YouTube description.
Yes. Alrighty. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in and tune into the next one. Y'all have an awesome day.
Peace out, guys.